rest of this video. But what I thought I would do today, just real quick, like I said, my 2-year-old is up and at 'em and screaming in the background. So this is just going to be a real quick video. I'm going to see if it comes up live, see if this is working, see what I need to do to try to fix this. But welcome to my channel. I'm going to do just real quick makeup today. I've already moisturized my face. I've already moisturized my face with this Sunen 24-hour moisturizing milk. I have done a Satin Lips Mary Kay lip mask. If you can see that, good old Mary Kay, got to fall back on that. This time of the year, my lips get really dry and dehydrated, so I've already moisturized, done a lip mask on there. Now I am going to do a quick face primer. This is from Urban Decay. It's called Quick Fix Hydra Charge Complexion Prep Priming Spray. It's just a real quick mist on. Let that soak and set in there. But this is just a small like sample size, but you can get this at any beauty supply store. Okay.
Where's the dog?
Over there on that side of the table. For a primer, I'm going to be using, because I like a little glow to my face, and again, this is not really a go out, go crazy makeup tutorial. This is just a quick, everyday, get something on your face. But this is Loreal Magic Lumi face primer. Like I said, I don't really like a dry look, and if you'll see, this is more like a pearl white look. And I've used this before and actually mixed it in my foundation, which you can also do instead of just putting it on your face. But I like to put it on areas that I really go back, I guess, and highlight with my highlighting powder as well. For foundation, today I'm going to be using It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. It comes with the SPF in it, which is good all year round. It's always really important to, of course, protect your face from the sun, sunscreen all year round on your face to keep from aging. And fine lines and wrinkles, which I'm starting to get from these two babies under 2 years old. But I have one open already because I do keep this in stock. It is one of my favorite foundations. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about applicators today. I've recently got turned on to these gel silicone like applicators. Whatever product you put on here, nothing is absorbed. It all ends up coming off on your face. But before that, I've always used a paintbrush type of applicator. Before that, I used my hands. So I feel as if the paintbrush really just kind of leaves it kind of like a, I don't know, like an airbrush finish, I guess. But I'm just going to go through this really, really quick. As you can see, we are only 3 minutes in, and I'm already getting to the foundation and have primed my face and have put on a illuminator and primer and a moisturizing spray. So normally I would still probably be talking about those products, but because I want to see if this is actually even going to work, since my video last night did not go on, I'm going to make this as quick as I can, and then there will be a second part to finish off. But again, now this is going on to my second pump. If you can see and hear me well, I've done my forehead, under my eyes a bit, but I sometimes do not even use foundation all over my face. Sometimes I'll go under eyes, nose, forehead, in between my eyes, and a little on my chin, but won't actually put it everywhere. Most of the time I use concealer on my eyes as an eye primer. They obviously, as you know, do have an eye primer for your eyeshadow, but concealer works for me. I do have eye primers as well, but with 2 kids, I don't always get to get into all the makeup that I have, and I'll just do what's quick and easy to get on there and get done quickly, because they normally are always needing something from me. But so I have got my hair pulled back, as you can see, to make sure and get up in that forehead line. But with a paintbrush, it kind of works as a beauty blender for me. My brush does. This one is from Mary Kay. I do have one that I've gotten at Sally Beauty Supply. That works just as well. It's a little bit bigger. Sephora has some really nice ones as well, and I know Morphe has a lot of nice foundation brushes, but for me, this is my old faithful. I always go back to this brush beyond all of them. It is just, for me personally, one of my favorite ones, and always blends out really good. Like I said, I have used the silicone applicator a couple of times, and the thing that I like about that is it does not absorb any makeup. Whatever, as you can see, it's still clear. I've used this one a couple of times. Whatever you put on here goes onto your face. By the time you're done, it's clear. It does not have anything to absorb. It's almost like an implant. I mean, you can see the way that it looks. The thickness, I use this side to applicate and then this side to hold, but the edge of this is really good for under eye. I can even go back in with this if I want to and kind of pat and blend that out. Go into some of my fine lines that I have troubles with, foundation creasing up on. Nothing. And it does work as a beauty blender for me, like I said, but back to my old faithful paintbrush. This is my favorite way to apply my foundation, always is. If you noticed, a lot of people will use a concealer before they use a foundation, and I used to do that as well. But I have noticed sometimes when I go to put my foundation on, after putting a concealer on, it's almost as if it takes some of my concealer off. And obviously the reason we use concealer is to conceal certain parts and things that we want to either brighten or hide. Example, me, mother of two right now. I have some dark under eye circles. Two babies can leave you kind of exhausted and with very little sleep. So I tend to need something that really holds well under my eyes. Now, my favorite concealer is also, again, by It Cosmetics, the Bye Bye foundation and concealer. I use both of these often. They are my go-to. My shade is medium. Another thing I like about It Cosmetics is there's not a lot of a shade line. There's light, medium, dark. The more it sets, the more it blends into your face and soaks in for you. Medium is my shade. But it's not like, especially with a product that you order offline, something that you have to really wonder, be concerned if you've ordered the right shade, because it's light, medium, dark, real simple, great product. I actually saw the infomercial one night late. I was getting up pregnant, had to use the bathroom, and it actually caught my attention so much I didn't even go back to sleep, watched the whole thing, ended up ordering, love it, have been a faithful customer since. But today, because I want to do a tutorial completely on the It Cosmetics concealer, but so for today I'm going to be using Maybelline New York, a simple drugstore cosmetic concealer. Cheap, I'm using 20 Sand Beige, and I will let you see here as a drugstore concealer how it works for me. It has a doe foot applicator. Again, I go down my nose as a highlighting, under my eyes, and sometimes I'll go a little bit on my forehead. I'll do a touch down there and in my Cupid's bow. If I have a breakout, of course, as all of you know. And this is also Fit Me by Maybelline, a drugstore concealer. For me, Maybelline has a lot of good concealers. I also like the Master Concealer, which we'll use on another day. But so for the Fit Me, and I do with concealer use my finger. A lot of people like to use a beauty blender dampened. I've just recently kind of gotten into hearing about people dampening the sponge and setting their makeup with it, and I think that it looks awesome. I need to actually get a beauty blender. I've never been one to use a sponge. Sponges are not for me because, again, I feel like they absorb so much of your product. So I've always either used hands, went from hands to the paintbrush to the silicone brush, because I've just never been one to really like sponges. But even the paintbrush does kind of As you can see, I still have a lot of product in here. So with the silicone brush, I've noticed that you can save quite a bit because every bit of it's going on your face. It's not going to, anything's going to be absorbed into that. But we'll do a tutorial on that again another day. For concealer, I always use my finger. Sometimes I will use a concealer paintbrush. It's a smaller tipped brush. This one is just a salon collection. You can find them at drugstores, Walmart, cheap, just small little brush. I also have one that's a little bit smaller even than this. You can actually use this one for concealer if you wanted to, but foundation. I use this for my concealer most of the time, but I do have one that's a little smaller than that. But if I'm really wanting it to absorb in there, I just use my finger because I just barely pat it out. I don't pat it out a whole lot because it's the places that I really want to illuminate. And then a little bit of whatever's left on my finger, I will take onto that eyelid just to use it as a primer for my eyeshadow, or even just to blend in with the rest of my face if I'm not going to wear eyeshadow. I will take a concealer and finger like that over my eyelids. Okay, so 11 minutes in, I'm going to stop at foundation, concealer, moisturizing, my lip mask that is still on, and I'm going to stop this video now, make sure that it uploads to my page so that way I'm not having another mistake like last night, and hopefully this comes through. If it doesn't, we're going to be starting another video halfway in and we'll try this again. But make sure to click down below on part 2 to this, and we will finish up a quick day mom makeup. Let's see. Matter of fact, last night my fiance recorded me while I was doing this live video. So now that I'm doing a live on my own, I have no idea how to even stop it. So one moment.